G'day all, Farmer Greggy here on a lazy Sunday. I was going to do this as a live Facebook update, but I can't do that because two reasons. I've been having trouble with internet connection on farm recently, and also you'll see in a moment when I flick around and show a post. When you do a live Facebook update, you might have noticed that everything's in reverse. It doesn't flip it around so you can see it properly. But a friend just shared this with me this morning, and I guess it's incredibly frustrating. I'm probably getting to a point where I'm questioning whether I feel like trying to explain things, because the dairy situation is just so complex that it's really easy to mislead and create confusion, and people get excited about things and where they think they're helping the farmer, when in fact it's just more of the same. And in this particular case, the thing I'm talking about, and I'll put it up on my page, that these guys down in New South Wales, the Harris Farm Markets, a post they did only 4 days ago now, and it's already had a ridiculous amount of traction, 1,700 shares, 800 comments. For the sake of due diligence, I guess I should have read every comment before I shared my thoughts, but I didn't have to scroll too far down the feed to see that the comments were overwhelmingly in favour of what a great job this is by Harris Farm Markets. So they've come up with a milk. They call it farmer-friendly milk. Fantastic, isn't that wonderful? And this milk is a whole $2.29 for a 2-litre bottle. They claim in their post that they're paying 95% of it back to the co-op. It's a farmer-owned co-op. Again, isn't that wonderful? Norco is the co-op in question. The problem is this extra 29 cents for a 2-litre bottle is on top of an unsustainably ridiculously low existing price of $1 per litre. It's not even close to where we need to be. So by supporting that product instead of a branded product, you're prolonging the agony for the farmer. Now, they claim that 95% of this money is going back to the co-op. Again, isn't that wonderful? Well, not really. 95% of $1.14.5 per litre is $1.08.775 per litre going to the co-op, not the farmer. So the co-op has a whole bunch of expenses to put the stuff in a bottle and get it distributed. There's not going to be enough money left at the end of that price point to pay the farmer the cost of production. We're still not even getting to cover our costs at farm level. So it's all smoke and mirrors. It's just opportunism at its best, looking like we're making a positive impact here when we're just tricking people into more of the same. Incredibly frustrating. You know, Norco love to trade off the fact that they are an Aussie-owned, farmer-owned co-op, but they did lock into a 5-year contract with Coles at unsustainably low prices. They do also sell their own version of milk for less than $1 a litre. It's called Family Farm. You'll find it in independent retail outlets, and it usually sells for something like $1.98 for a 2-litre bottle in the Foodworks and IGAs. And I just think that's wrong. I think for an Aussie, for a farmer-owned co-op to do that to their own farmers is completely disrespectful. To be fair, the farmers who own the co-op should know that this is happening, and I've spoken to a few Norco suppliers who weren't even aware that their co-op was bottling milk and selling it for less than $1 a litre. So, in part, farmers need to be accountable for what's happening, because we have the opportunity to actually know what's happening, and sometimes we don't. I believe the intention and the original development of co-ops was to support the farmers who owned the co-op. It's just not working that way anymore. We saw what MG did down in the southern states, Murray Goulburn, what they did to their farmers. They're still a co-op. And currently, I believe Norco are paying their farmers less than Paul's and dairy farmers are in Queensland and northern New South Wales. Sure, they'll say there's a few side benefits and you can get a few discounts on products through the Norco Rural Store. But that's still not enough to pay the bills. I've spoken to way too many Norco suppliers who are really concerned at the price they're getting paid for their milk. It is unsustainably low. They are losing money every week, and they're not going to stay alive in business unless something changes drastically. So I really think in this case, the Harris Farm markets, that is just a complete misunderstanding of the scale and the magnitude of the problem that the dairy industry is facing. And whether it's intentional or not, they've seen an opportunity to take positive action, but it's really not positive action. It just appears to be. Happy to talk to those guys at some point if they want to pick my brain on anything, but $2.29 for a 2 litre bottle. Are you kidding? That's about what milk was being sold for before the price war started. And that is now almost 6 years ago. So that's not sustainable, and it should never be at that price point. It's got to be way higher than that. But hey, it's just my opinion. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm not. Cheers, guys.